Hi, today we've got a really interesting topic that can not only improve your productivity but can really boost the growth of your small business. We're going to be taking a deep dive into the subject of Kanban boards. So if you're ready to transform your productivity game, grab a seat and let's get cracking. So let's kick things off with a brief introduction to what Kanban boards actually are. In a nutshell, they're a way of visually managing your projects and tasks. They originated in the world of manufacturing, particularly from Toyota car manufacturing back in the 1940s. But in more recent years, this particular productivity methodology has been grasped by freelancers, entrepreneurs, and small business startups as being a way to very effectively manage the projects that they have and to grow their businesses. A key tool is the Kanban board, which is divided into columns, and these columns are to do, work in progress and completed work, or work that is done. It's also quite useful to have a fourth column, which is projects or tasks that are on hold, or for some reason you're waiting. An example of this could be you're waiting for client sign-off, say on some visual creatives that have been done, or maybe you've outsourced some work to an outside contractor and you're just waiting for that work to be completed. There are cards for each of the individual tasks or subtasks of a project, and the idea is as the project progresses, those tasks will move from the left-hand side of the board over to the right-hand side. So why should you care about Kanban boards? Well, let me tell you, these are real productivity powerhouses. Because it's very much a visual system, it's a great way of getting information out of your head and down onto paper or into a piece of software. And this is a great way really of relieving stress about everything that you need to get done, especially if you're dealing with multiple projects. Once you've got it down in front of you, you can see exactly where you're up to with any particular task or project. There's also numerous other benefits for busy solopreneurs. For instance, it's a very easy to use system. So there's practically no learning curve. And let's face it, who's got time to learn a new piece of software if you're already busy with too many projects on? It's also proven to work. There are a number of businesses that are using Kanban boards at the moment. For instance, Nike, Zara and Spotify. But there are also plenty of smaller entrepreneurs and small businesses that are using it very effectively. It can also integrate with any other project management or task management tools that you're either using now or going to be using in the future. And we'll come on to some of the software integrations later on in this video. It's also a great tool for remote teams. So maybe you have contractors in different countries, or maybe even your clients are in different countries. It's a great tool for getting everybody on the same page so they know where a particular project is at. Right, now let's jump into how you can actually set up your own Kanban board. Whereas some organisations have a physical board, I think most solopreneurs or small business owners will prefer to go down the software app route. Now, there are different types of software out there that will do a great job, and these include Notion, Trello or ClickUp. It doesn't really matter which one you use because the process is similar in each of them. So here you can see that I'm in Trello, and the first thing that you need to do is set up all of your columns. So you'll have one for to do, in progress, waiting and done. Now these columns will be the backbone of your workflow, guiding you from start to finish of different tasks and projects. The next thing that you'll want to do is set up a series of tasks or subtasks as cards. You should put the title of the task on them, and then you can actually open up the card and put additional details inside if you wish. Now comes the fun part, customization. Many different pieces of software allow you to spice up your boards using different colours or even add in different icons into them, really just to make it personal to you and more fun to use. Now it's time for some expert tips and best practices. First of all, you should be carving out some specific time to update your Kanban boards. So this might be something as simple as always at the end of the day updating everything that's on your board, or maybe you prefer to do it first thing in the morning. But the thing is, you need to keep your board up to date. Secondly, limit the amount of work in progress or WIP. Now this is so important because even if you have projects that are ongoing, you could be working on project 1, but in the back of your mind, you're thinking about projects 6, 7 and 8. And this has been proven to be a productivity killer. It also encourages you to focus on getting projects finished. So this means identifying any bottlenecks or things that are holding up a project. And that's why I think it's so important to have that waiting or on hold column in your Kanban board, because it might be that you're waiting on a client to sign something off, so then you can take some proactive action, sending an email or actually contacting them to get that approval. If you're being held up by a contractor who's being slow in getting work to you, again you can be proactive, get out to them and start chasing them up. Another thing that you can do is give clients access to your boards. Now this can be a great way of cutting down on the number of meetings that you have to have where they're just progress update meetings. It can also cut down on the number of emails you receive, which is basically just asking where are we up to with project XYZ. But remember, if you're going to do this, you have to keep your Kanban board up to date. My final tip is to integrate your Kanban boards with other productivity tools such as Gantt charts, timelines and calendars. Although it sounds complicated, software such as Notion and Trello makes this super simple to implement. I hope this video has inspired you to get started in the world of Kanban boards, but if you'd like more detailed information, specifically on how to create your board in Notion, then I've created this video which goes into the subject in much more detail.